Hello and welcome back. You are watching the Miss Pittsburgh TV Showcase. Thank you so much for being with us today and watching the show again. I'm your host, Natalie DiMarino, Miss Pittsburgh 2016. We have had a couple great shows so far, and we have another great one for you this afternoon. So today I have with me Leanne Penn, Miss Butler County 2016. Hello.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Yes, it's so great to have you. I'm glad you're finally able to be in the studio with me. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what organization you've competed with.
My name is Leanne Penn, like she said, and I am Miss Butler County 2016. And I competed in the Miss Pennsylvania organization pageant, and it is part of the Miss America system where we showcase women who have the qualities of style, scholarship, service, and success. I go to Slippery Rock University. I have a mother and a father and a little sister named Deneen. She's not too little. She's 17 months younger than me, and she's actually going to try out for Miss Ohio next year, so look out, Ohioans. She's coming your way. And as a Slippery Rock University student, I am a biology major, and I'm also in the Army ROTC program there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so you were going to be a senior at Slippery Rock?
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. Okay, and so tell me, was this your first time competing in a pageant?
No, this was not my first time competing in a pageant. However, it was the first time I won a pageant in the Miss America organization. Yes, I competed in Ohio when I was young, and I was just too young to really grab a title. I was not really sure of myself, but when I came to Pennsylvania and started school at Slippery Rock, I decided this was something I needed to do. The reason I chose to do it was not for myself, though. It was because my best friend passed away 2 years ago, and he became an organ donor. So I finally found a platform that stuck with me, that kind of gave me a reason to compete in an organization that highlights service. And this pageant wasn't about me; it was about him. So yeah, I wanted to highlight the things that he did with his life and his final last act of kindness of being an organ donor, and spread the word about organ donation to everyone. So,
wow,
yes.
that's actually super fantastic. Especially gives you a drive to compete while you're out there on stage.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit more about this platform. What exactly did you get to do? How did you help spread the word about organ donation?
Well, I worked with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education in Pittsburgh, and they cover half of Pennsylvania, the western half of Pennsylvania, parts of West Virginia, and one county in New York. So with that organization, I volunteered over 200 hours this year, from January to the time I competed, actually, in June. So I was completely busy. One of my favorite events that I did was the walk for transplant. It was at the UPMC Montefiore and Presbyterian, and at this I was able to walk with senior transplant recipients who have had transplants from 6 to 10 years, and we got to see the residents and the physicians and the nurses who are working inside the emergency room. So they got to see the other side of transplantation, not the side where someone receives an organ but someone gives up an organ. So it was really nice to speak with them, because that's my career aspiration is to be an emergency physician. So to talk with them and work with them was really inspiring.
Yeah,
So,
wow, and 200 hours. Now, how did you manage 200 hours of community service while going to school and being in the Army as well? How did you manage all that?
Honestly, God helped me with that, because there was no way that I could have gotten through all of that without the grace of God and my parents. I mean, my parents only lived an hour away from where I go to school, so it was really nice they could just come up and help me out whenever I needed a helping hand. And the ROTC program was amazing. They worked with me whenever I needed an extra day off, or if I needed to switch some times around. And even my professors at Slippery Rock, they would do all they could. I had one professor who came in on a Saturday to take pictures with me inside the lab, just because I needed to get some pictures of me doing biology things. So I was really fortunate with my school, my family, and God to get through the one semester of my life where I probably didn't get 5 hours of sleep every single night. So.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. So Leanne and I actually are both cadets in the Army, and so we both had summer training down at Fort Knox this past summer. And so Leanne, how did you manage to go to camp as well as compete for Miss America? Because I understand you have a week where you spend time with all the other girls who are competing.
Yes, it was totally a strange transformation. One day I was wearing a crown, and the next day I was wearing combat boots. One of the cadences we sing is, used to be a beauty queen, now I'm eating MREs, or something like that. So I used to say that, and people would laugh because I used to be a beauty queen, now I was eating MREs. So I actually scheduled to go to camp late in the summer, so I would be able to go to camp and compete. And I also did an internship, so it was really like the busiest summer of my life, but it all worked out. I've learned so much about myself, about the people around me, about the career, things I want to do with a career, and things I want to do with the Army, things I want to do with Miss Pennsylvania. So I'm going to just keep my head up and keep driving on, because I only have like 7 more months of this until I graduate and commission. So
very true, very true. So tell me a little bit about your competition for Miss Pennsylvania America.
So we showed up on a Sunday, we moved in, and we spent like a couple days with the girls, and we all prepared for the show, and then we competed on Wednesday for half of the preliminaries, and then Thursday for the other half of the preliminaries. And Friday we had our interviews, and we got to watch the teens compete. And then on Saturday we knew the top 10 plus the one who was voted in from the fans, and that was the top 11. And I didn't make top 11, but that was okay, because I came to have fun, and I came to really spread the awareness about organ donation. And if I told people about organ donation, I got one person to sign up as a registered organ donor, I knew I saved 8 lives. So that's all that mattered to me. Not winning, but it would have been nice to win, because I could have reached many more people, but I'll come back again. So yeah.
That's fantastic. So 8 people?
Yeah,
get helped by one organ donor.
One organ donor can save 8 lives and improve the lives of 50 others through tissue and cornea donation. So
wow. See, I didn't know that, so I learned something new every
day.
That is awesome. So now your areas of competition. I know the America system does a talent portion, but what other areas do you compete in, and what was your talent for the competition?
Miss America has the swimwear competition. They have the talent competition, the interview, the onstage question, and I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. I might be. But my talent was it's actually dancing, and I competed to a song that everyone knows, Phantom of the Opera, but it was different than the regular Phantom of the Opera, because there was an a cappella version by Voice Play. So it was really cool and interesting. My costume, my mom and I actually picked out online. It was custom made by someone else. We found it from a resale site. It was only $100. So we were like, that works, we're gonna go with it. I mean, every single aspect of the Miss America organization is amazing in my eyes, because they weigh your scores based on your talent and your interview as being the most important things that the girl has to offer. I mean, the swimwear and the onstage question are great, but like, really, how can you tell a girl from those 2 things? When you talk to someone in their private interview, and when you see someone perform their talent, then that's how you kind of judge the girl and who she truly is. That's what I like the most about that organization.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now, did you have a roommate for Miss
Yes, I did.
Pennsylvania?
Yes,
Tell
I
me
did.
a little bit about her.
Her name is Brianna Kabishkin. She's from the other side of the state, so it was really cool to meet a girl that I've never met before, and her and I are like best friends now.
Really?
We talk every single day. I actually texted her like when I got out of camp, and I was like, save me. So she and I, we hung out the whole week. We actually kind of matched our outfits some days just because we could. So she's really awesome. She has great parents, and she's got 2 brothers, and they're fun to be around. They have become my little brothers now. So I'm probably gonna go visit her sometime this year once school's over, once I have a little bit of free time. So yeah, I can't wait to see her again.
Good, good. And so tell me, how much longer are you Miss Butler County?
I'm Miss Butler County until November.
Really? Okay.
Yes, and I have to give up my title, which is fine. I'm excited. There's going to be another girl who's going to be perfect to fill my shoes. But I probably won't compete again for Miss Pennsylvania for another couple of years, because the Army's got me tied down, you know, the BOLIC and all these other things we have to do.
Some extra training.
Yeah, they got a little bit of things in store for me, so I'll have to finish those out. But then once I finish those, I'll come back ready for more.
Yeah. So do you have anything planned for the rest of your time as Miss Butler County?
Not as much as I had at the beginning, because I really spent the first part of my reign dedicated to volunteering, and I'll do volunteer events with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education as much as I can, but this semester's going to be so busy. I'm Ranger Challenge Team Commander at my school. I'm the Assistant S1. My degree is extremely hard. Biology is not easy by any means. So with all those things, I'm going to try to focus on my school, my study, and ROTC, but then after that's over, hopefully I can focus more on volunteering and working with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education, and inspiring others to register as organ donors. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. So what was the best part about competing for Miss Pennsylvania America?
Oh, that's a great question. The best part was probably meeting all the girls from all the different parts of the state and hearing all the different backgrounds and all the things that they're motivated and inspired by. We all have a story and we all have something that draws us to this program. So it was really nice to meet all of them and see what their reason was for being in the program and what organizations they support and the things that matter most to them and just our different qualities and things that were different about us, because you'd think that every pageant girl is the same, but that's not true because we're all a little different in our own little ways. I mean, I'm in the Army and the next girl could be in medical school. I mean, we're just all over the place. So it's really great and it's nice to keep in touch with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me, do they offer scholarships at the Miss America level? I know they do do they offer scholarships and stuff for the Miss Pennsylvania America? I know they do for Miss America, but do they do any local, smaller things like that for you guys?
Yes, absolutely. So as Miss Butler County, I received a $500 scholarship. And then at Miss Pennsylvania, I had the opportunity to earn more scholarship money. So I can't remember exactly how much Miss Pennsylvania won. I think it was like around $7,000. So, and when you compete for these, you don't just have to win Miss Pennsylvania. You could win other little prizes like there was girls who won like the swimwear competition. So if you won that, you got a scholarship for that. So I mean, it's not just winning Miss Pennsylvania you can get a scholarship, but competing at a local level you can also win scholarship. And the scholarship prizes are based off of that individual local title. So like Miss Philadelphia gets a really good scholarship. So like if I want to compete again, maybe I'll go for that because they have a really good scholarship program there. So and the more support the community gives to that that individual organization, so that local pageant, so like Miss Butler County, if we get more support, we could have larger scholarship opportunities for the winner. So, yeah.
Okay. And so with all the scholarship money that they do hand out and help support the girls with going to school, do you have to be a full-time student to compete in the America system?
You don't have to be a full-time student to compete, but this money that you do win is for scholarship and it's supposed to go towards your education, but you don't have to be going to like a university. You can be going to a technical school and that can apply to that. Or in other ways, just the regulations say that you have to go towards your education and bettering your future. So if it goes towards books or towards your scholarships or your loans you've taken out, like that that all is fair game. You can all put that money towards those things.
Okay, so you could have graduated from whatever school you were in and still compete and then use that money to help pay back some loans.
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. See, I didn't know that, so I'll learn something new as well. So while you were there with the other girls during your week, did you guys do community service or anything while you were there?
Not that week because we were so busy with all the things we had to do to get ready for Miss Pennsylvania. We weren't able to do any community service. However, when we compete for Miss Pennsylvania, we have to raise a certain amount of money for Children's Miracle Network, which is an organization that it's kind of like the philanthropy for Miss America. So like if you were in a sorority, you'd have your philanthropy. So that's our philanthropy. So we raise our money to compete for Miss Pennsylvania that goes towards Children's Miracle Network. So we had to each raise $250, but a lot of us exceeded that because I raised over $1,000 because I was like, why not? That money's going to kids who need it the most. They're in hospitals. They need the medical supplies, they need the support. So that's what we do. Instead of raising money for the organization itself, we raise it for Children's Miracle Network.
That's fantastic. So do you as Miss Butler County or an America contestant, do you get to do any work with those kids, or is it just helping raise the money and support for them?
Well, it's kind of tricky to get involved into a Children's Miracle Network hospital. I work with UPMC because I did an internship there, so I was able to go to Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh a couple times because I know the people and I've already been registered with UPMC, so that's easy for me. But it depends on the girl because it is very hard to get involved in those organizations. Mostly we raise the money for them though, so that's where they really need it the most.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I'm sure that everything that you guys can bring in, especially exceeding that, I'm sure they're very, very appreciative of that at the end of the day. So if you were to compete again, where do you think you would compete?
I honestly don't know. I mean, Philadelphia sounds great because they have the largest scholarship opportunity in Pennsylvania, but honestly, it's probably whatever's closest to home because we've got Crawford County and I mean, every single organization is great, and the directors for each organization are wonderful, so they're going to help you either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so would you stay with the America system, or would you consider other systems?
I love the Miss America organization.
Okay.
I think I would stick with it because it's
you find
home.
your home.
Yeah, it's home to me. So
in your system. So you have local directors as well, correct?
Yes.
And how did they help prepare you for your competition at nationals?
Yes, they actually help me. They help me a lot because they help me figure out my paperwork, which is the hardest part for every girl because we don't really know what we're supposed to put down. So they help me with the paperwork, and they help me actually walk, if that sounds a little dorky, I don't know, but they helped me walk because I guess I walked like a duck. So we figured out my walk and how to pose, and helped me pick out my outfit. So we actually went dress shopping once, and they told me, like, that dress is beautiful, that dress is horrible, don't wear that. So it was really nice to have someone constructively criticize you the whole way through. It kind of helps you build a little bit of thicker skin because you know you're going to be judged in front of actual people.
Definitely,
so it's nice to know that someone cares enough to say you don't look good in that.
Yeah. And so do you have a team of girls that your directors worked with, or did they solely direct you?
There's another girl that's competed for Miss, and her name's Lindsay Lenhart, and she's Miss Moraine State. So we were kind of like sister queens, and then we also have two teens. So Madison and Michaela, they were our teen queens. So Lindsay and I each worked with our teen queens, and we worked together, and we worked with our directors to put on all the things that we needed to do for Miss Pennsylvania. So I had some sister queens helping me out along the way.
Good, because the team always helps,
exactly.
Get their feedback and their support. So what was the best part of being Miss Butler County?
The best part was definitely working with the Center for Organ Recovery and Education, because when you have a crown on your head, people kind of listen to you a little bit more, and they kind of pay attention a little bit longer because you got a crown. So, so it was really nice to be able to work with them and be able to hold my title and speak to people about organ donation, because that's what really matters, is inspiring others to sign up as registered organ donors, because you never know when it's your time, and you never know when you might need an organ. So
very true.
Yeah.
You actually did inspire me to become an organ donor when I upped my license a couple months ago. Yeah. When I got home from camp, I actually had to do it. So terrible timing.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I remember seeing her platform and everything. So you got me to sign up, and
great.
I've watched you through your social media, and I think you've had a fantastic reign.
Thank you.
And good luck in your last few months. I know that's kind of sad getting ready to pass on, but you have some bigger and better things you're going to get ready for,
Thank
you. I'm so glad that I got to have you today. Thank you so much for your time and your service to, the Children's Miracle Network and the Miss America system. And so thank you so much for watching with us right now. We have some fantastic guests for you later today. You are still watching the Miss Pittsburgh TV showcase, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the Miss Pittsburgh TV showcase. Thank you so much for joining us again. We just spoke with Leanne Penn. She was Miss Butler County 2016. We had a fantastic time talking about all the wonderful things that she's done in her reign. And now we're going to be talking to somebody who has been, throughout their life, affected by pageantry in such a positive way, has had so many opportunities to develop and grow from her experiences 18 years ago as Miss Pittsburgh 1997. Believe it or not, Shawnee Alexander Neandmo is going to be our telephone guest this afternoon. She was the reigning Miss Pittsburgh, and she did a fantastic job during that time and has learned so much from it and been able to carry that on into her professional career and throughout her life. Believe it or not, her mother is actually now the director of the Miss Pittsburgh organization. She's my director right now. She had the opportunity to pick up the directorship 6 months into Shawnee's reign, so they both have been very influential to the organization still today. So I will be talking to Shawnee a little bit about how she's still affected by the things that she learned through pageantry. Hello, Shawnee.
Hello, Natalie. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Thanks for spending some time with us today. How are you?
Fantastic. Can't believe it's been that many years, but I guess time does go by, although it does really does feel like it was yesterday.
Definitely, definitely. So, Miss Michelle Alexander was telling me about a fantastic opportunity that you were able to have. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, it's funny because once we talked about it, we did kind of see where pageantry really did help. But I had the opportunity to be in the presence of our sitting president, Barack Obama. And President Obama was leaving to go on a trip, and so we got the opportunity, my husband and I, to be at the heliopad and watch the helicopter come down and prepare to accept him, and then for him to come out. And where pageantry comes in is that, I was told by some people that I looked like a staffer because I had a great suit on, and I was, hair done and makeup and just ready to meet him, because in these opportunities you don't know whether or not he's going to come and shake hands with you, take pictures, talk with you, or if he's just going to kind of wave and keep going. And this was one of those times where he kind of needed to wave and keep moving. He had just finished a meeting, and I needed to have his attention because I felt like I waited all this time and I was so excited, and just to have that connection and the eye contact would have just made my day. And so I was right in the front of the line, and just as soon as he was coming up, I gave him this wave, and I saw him look almost like he recognized me. And I think a part of it was just, the presence that I've learned through pageantry, and the confidence and knowing how to dress the part. A lot of people were in tank tops and jeans, and there's nothing wrong with that. But because I chose a popping color and was there and present and ready for him, he saw and waved, and it was great. And I was like, yes, I got to wave to the president, and he recognized me. And it was just a wonderful moment. I mean, it was definitely an honor just to be there on the grounds, and I got to meet the dogs and take pictures with them and things like that, and go through the rose garden, and just, be in a place where not very many people get to be. So it was an honor and a privilege, and I definitely feel as though, the experience that I've had over the years through pageantry definitely helped me to be prepared to kind of take it to the next level.
Well, that is a fantastic opportunity and an incredible experience. I would love to get to that point one day, just to be able to be in the president's space, let alone catch his attention from a distance, from afar. And that's some of the things that even Miss Michelle has taught me, is just make sure you're always put together and dressed appropriately for every event. And so far that has been beneficial to me and all the things that I've been a part of, even since becoming the new Miss Pittsburgh. So thank you so much, Shawnee, again, for your time today and sharing that experience with us. That's something I think I will remember forever, and hope that happens to me. We will be taking a quick commercial break. Please stay with us, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Miss Pittsburgh 2016 Showcase. Hello and welcome back again to the Miss Pittsburgh TV Showcase. Today we spoke to Leanne Penn, Miss Butler County, and Shawnee Alexander. We got to talk to them about the fantastic things that they've done through their community and the things they've been able to better themselves with through pageantry. For the last part of our show today, we have Elena LaQuatra, Miss Pennsylvania USA 2016. Hello, Elena. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for being here with us today. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Oh, my pleasure.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm born and raised Pittsburgh. I grew up in Mount Lebanon, and I graduated from Mount Lebanon High School in 2010. And then I attended college at the Point Park University, and I have my Bachelor of Arts degree in Broadcast Communications. So I was hired by WTAE, which is of course one of Pittsburgh's news stations, and I work for their online lifestyle and entertainment channel called For the 412. So my job is essentially just to go around the city and cover anything fun happening. So festivals, concerts, restaurant openings. I love going to those because I love to eat. Boutique openings, celebrities visiting the city, really anything like that. And I cover it. I do everything from filming to on-camera interviews. I'm on camera myself, editing, social media, posting, all of those types of things. So it's very comprehensive to everything I learned in college, which is nice because I'm definitely using my degree. But I love my job. It's fabulous. And it's been great being Miss Pennsylvania USA because a lot of what I do for my job and what I do as Miss Pennsylvania USA, they kind of go hand in hand. And I've been at quite a few events where I've been able to, kind of do both at the event. Like I'm just normal Elena working for WTAE, and then I just throw on my crown and sash, and people are like, "Oh my God, what? Who are you?" I live a double life. It's kind of cool. But I have been competing in pageants since I was 14. I started in the America system. I was Miss Pennsylvania's Outstanding Teen in 2007, and then I decided to switch over to the USA system, and I was Miss Pennsylvania Teen USA in 2010. Took a long break to get my degree, and then I came back and won Miss Pennsylvania USA, and I just competed at Miss USA a couple months ago now in Las Vegas, and it was a wonderful experience. So wow. That's a little bit of who I am.
all of your story right now. So you said you started in the America system. Mm-hmm. What made you switch to the USA system?
I love the America system. I went to nationals and was second runner-up, so I had almost $20,000 in scholarships from participating in the Miss America system. So I still volunteer. I'm very fond of that system. But I just wanted to try another system. The USA obviously is right up there with the Miss America system in terms of how prestigious and well-known it is. So I figured I had one last shot, one more year to give Miss Pennsylvania Teen USA a go, and I did, and I won, and I really loved it. I loved being Miss Pennsylvania Teen USA.
What was the best part of being Teen USA? Pennsylvania Teen USA.
Well, my favorite part of having any state title is really all of the opportunities I have had in my community, whether it's volunteering for an organization or charity, the people I've met. I honestly attribute my entire broadcasting career and the fact that I work for WTAE to my pageant titles. I don't think I would have had those connections or been as comfortable on camera and speaking to people had I not had these teen titles. So I really am so thankful for those opportunities I had. And of course, competing in a national pageant is very exciting and very time consuming, sure. But you make friends from all over the country. And Miss USA was my third national title that I've competed for, so I have 3 friends in every state. So like if I ever need to go to Wyoming, I have a friend from Miss America's Outstanding Teen, Miss Teen USA, and now Miss USA.
Oh, that's awesome. It makes traveling very easy, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So now you said you got to do a lot of volunteering while you had the teen titles, and I'm sure as Miss Pennsylvania as well. What is your favorite to volunteer for?
Oh, I can't even choose. A cause that's obviously very near and dear to my heart is oral deaf education, and more generally inspiring mostly kids to overcome adversity or hardships. I'm 100% deaf in both ears, so it's something that just naturally, it's a big part of my life and something I love to spend time helping little kids, inspiring them, and then of course promoting oral deaf education, because I would not be a broadcasting on camera personality had I not had oral deaf education as opposed to sign language. But aside from that, I am heavily involved in the National Kidney Foundation, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, Glimmer of Hope, which is an organization for young women who have breast cancer. I do things for the Humane Society, Animal Rescue League, Homeless Children Education Fund, everything and anything. Honestly, if I'm asked to do it and I am able to somehow squeeze it into my schedule, I am more than happy to.
Well, it sounds like you've definitely gotten all over the city and all over everywhere probably with all these organizations. That's
yes, all the little towns in Pennsylvania that I've never heard of, yes.
Now you know where they are, they have a place on the map, right?
Exactly.
That's seriously awesome. So when you just competed in one of your national competitions just a couple months ago, what was Miss USA like?
It was so much fun, and I think, I try to always have unique answers when I'm asked these questions, because I feel like it's very stereotypical pageant girl. I'll be like, it was a great experience, I loved all the girls. But seriously, it was a great experience and I loved all the girls. And I'm in a group chat with them, with about 30 of them, and my phone goes off all day, every day. If I don't look at my phone for a couple hours, I have 500 text messages from this group because we all became so close. And we're planning all these trips for the future, and we hang out, and it's really wonderful. So having that sisterhood was amazing, and meeting these girls that you're so much alike. And people think it's cutthroat and this and that, and honestly, you just have to go down there and do your best. You can't control any other girl, so why are you going to alienate them or, you know, not make friends while you're down there? You don't know what the judges want. All you can do is your best. So it was a very, very busy 2 weeks in Vegas. We had appearances, we went to shows, I saw Blue Man Group, we had autograph signings on the Strip, all sorts of cool things. And of course,